Hi, hello, I'm Anna, and let's talk about one of my favorite characters, Thalia Grace. I started cosplaying Thalia Grace, probably 2014? Anna, future editing Anna, do me a favor, put one of her first pictures right here. That's when I first started cosplaying Thalia Grace. And it's time for a change up. She's been through a lot of different versions, but I want to record this one specifically. Plus there's just a few things that I don't like about her cosplay in general, like for years, ever since I even started cosplaying her in the first place. One of which, the big contender of all of them, is her goddamn tiara. So I've always had a problem with her tiara because this, when I first got it, it was amazing, but it always needed to sit on her head, in her hair, and I never liked that. I wanted to rest on her forehead, just like it does in the books, like it does in the graphic novels, and with the most recent wig I've had, even though I'm not going to use that for her anymore, well, it just smushes it down. So with all that stated, all my issues with the tiara stated, today we are going to make Thalia's tiara. And I'm gonna put timestamps here so that way you guys can just skip through if you want to. So before we head out to the store, I do want to talk about the few reasons I'm making this video. One, I've never seen anyone make a Thalia Grace tiara video, and I think this would be super helpful, not just to me for a future if I ever want to change things up again, but for really anyone who's like wanting to do Thalia Grace, or like even another character with like that kind of tiara. Well, her tiara kind of does this, but like it's still the same point, and I want to share this experience with other people, and maybe they can go off of my mistakes that I make in this video and correct them. Two, I'm actually making this into a series of how I make Thalia Grace because my last video of how I made a blank cosplay, aka Jackie Frost, was 30 minutes long. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to watch a 30-minute long video. I have to edit that. I don't want to do that again. And finally, three, there is no three. Let's go shopping. What? Oh, this. Yeah. Where do you think I'm getting the medal from? So before we start, I do want to show you the haul from like Walmart mostly. A little bit Joann's, but mostly Walmart. Oh, and Home Depot. So I got a sand block from Home Depot, which is meant for this. You'll see why I'll need it when I explain what I'm doing. Wire for stability's sake. Some metallic paint. Pliers and wire cutter, which I got at Walmart. Most of this totaled out to under 30 bucks, so not bad. Oh, almost forgot, super glue, but I'll use that later. But first I gotta eat dinner, and then I'm gonna get to the how-to portion, or me just figuring it out. Hey. All right, so first things first, I'm actually gonna trace her actual tiara from her canonical photo, because I didn't like Wonder Woman's templates. That's the only reason. And then I'll just go off of that. I am going to this is probably gonna take a few tries so I can actually get a decent size for my actual head, because obviously this is bigger than my head, but her tiara is tiny, so we'll see what happens. Okay, excuse me as I look kind of ugh, but we have our template. It's kind of cute. And the only thing I didn't like about it is this little divot right here. But as you can see, she's got the moon right there. So I'm not really worried about it. But I got my template. It fits my head perfectly. And I'm kind of excited about it. So yeah, let's get to emptying soda cans and stuff. Now we gotta cut this. So safety first, make sure you wear your gloves because this can hurt your fingers. Next, you're gonna cut a hole into the can so that way you can insert your scissors and continue cutting the rest of it. After cutting the top off, you're gonna find a line on the can and cut it in half, and then continue to cut the bottom as well. This will create a metal sheet, which you will then flatten. I'm using a counter to do so, and then I'm gonna clean it with some water because there's still some soda residue left on it. After I finished cleaning it, I did something really redundant but kind of smart. I sanded down all the edges. Even though I'm going to cut it into another shape later, I rather just not cut my hands. It's easier to draw without these gloves on. As for tracing the template, I started by taping it down so it wouldn't move and then just tracing it. But I did notice that the template was actually longer than the aluminum sheet itself, so I cut another one in half and just super glued it onto the previous one I was already using. Finally, I just cut it out with normal scissors, although I've seen people use razors, X-Acto knives, box cutters, all the cutting sort to cut with metal. I just followed the lines of the template and called it a day, though I did do some minor adjustments such as resizing and making the point more pointy. Sup, we're out here now, and yes, I have another soda. So, I finished cutting it. This is the end result. I actually ended up layering it, and if you can see, it's right here. I had to lengthen, so I had to use extra straps. It fits my head pretty well, though, for what it is. And now all that's left is to paint it, and in terms of just the base of it. And that seems to be it, really. There's some spotting going on, but to be honest, I'm not really worried about it very much. You can probably see it on the camera, but I'm not very worried about it very much for the reason of stuff is gonna get put on top of this thing anyway. And worst comes to worst, I make a new one. It's not that expensive, I have most of the materials now. So, yeah. Hi, it's several days later, 2 seconds for you, but obviously stuff has changed. Reason why it took forever for any of this to get done, well, you have no idea how hard it is to look for gemstones that I want, because I'm particular. So I went to the store, we're gonna try a DIY project for the crystal in the middle of the headband.
2 hours later.
As you can see, this took many tries to learn, but basically what I ended up doing is coloring in the end of one of the metal things I bought with a permanent marker and just letting hot glue pool in it. Don't move around with it, just let it pool, let it cool, and you'll get an amazing product. So, this is what it currently looks like. I'm in love with it. It's really cool, and the fact that I accidentally made it glow in the dark is the best. So really all that's left is trying to find a ways to make it stay on my head again, and some lunar charms right here. But yeah, it is now 10 o'clock at night. I haven't had dinner yet. See you when I see ya. Hi, so it's actually probably a few weeks later. This video has actually taken over the course of over a month or so to make. But the reason why this time I haven't filmed in so long is because I've actually been having issues finding the charms for this gal. Yeah, this isn't a charm. Though it looks kind of cool, it's not a charm. Hard to see them online, and this wasn't an attempt at making it hot glue. I just wanted to see what it would look like. So in saying that, I'm making the turns myself out of clay, and we're gonna see how that works out. I've already gone to Michael's, that's where I got the clay, and I'm gonna show you the process right about now. So to start, we're gonna actually be using this clay that I bought from Michael's. I believe it's a polymorph clay. I'm not really a crafts person, so bear with me, and I'm just figuring this out as I go along. But I know for this stuff, you have to bake it in the oven to basically fire it and stuff, and we're gonna be putting it on to this, and we're gonna use about 4 of them. And I have different sizes of these things, and apparently I didn't find the big one, but I know we're gonna use a small one, and they're just gonna get increasingly smaller as time goes on. So let's get started on shaping these things, because that ain't gonna be easy. So the first thing I did with the clay is roll it into a ball and then flatten it with a cup because I am not sophisticated. And then I cut out a piece of it and just pinched it with my fingers until I was happy with it. Then I used a salt shaker to roll it flat, and here's the end result comparatively to the photo of Thalia's crown.
Hi, hello. My voice is lower right now because it is currently 1:33 in the morning and I have roommates, so I really don't want to be that loud, but they're done. They just need to go into the oven, and I'm gonna preheat the oven and basically fire this, make sure it bakes and stuff. And I'm gonna preheat the oven to what did the directions say? It was like 265, and I still got a ton of this stuff left, like a lot of it. So you really only need one of these, which is great. That's amazing. I wish I knew that prior, but you know, I can just return this and stuff. So it's looking really good. Yeah, so I'm gonna bake this, and I'm gonna see you whenever I see you, whenever I glue this on. Yeah, so let's get to baking.
Hey, sup, so it's a few days later, actually surprisingly short amount of time considering how long it's been taking me to film this entire thing, but we are on my floor. I got some stuff I want to show you, and well, you're gonna be staring at my carpet. Yeah. All right, so a few minor changes that went on / test subjects. Oh, also keep in mind, this is upside down to me, so if I'm pointing this way, I'm pointing towards the camera and stuff, so. I made an extra one because I wanted to see a test subject, and I use this paint. I use this paint with it, and this is the test subject right here. One half of it's shiny and one half of it is not, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted to see what it would look like with this. And I actually like it dull because if it's shiny, it kind of blends in with the rest of this thing, which I personally do not want. With that said, this is an extra anyway, so I didn't paint any of the rest of any of these, and they came out pretty well. See, I literally can do that. They don't break, which is great. They're rock hard. They're solid. Also, before we start, I do want to acknowledge something. So, because it is metal and aluminum, and I had to basically stretch this out, I actually ended up putting fabric right here and painting it with this paint, which didn't work out well, so you probably should use a silver fabric paint. Because the edge just kept poking my head, and it did hurt a little bit, and I just don't want that nuisance to happen over and over again. So as you can see, I put a little bit of t-shirt fabric right here that I just kind of had laying around. It works. It's very comfortable to wear, and yeah. So let's get to gluing. I'm gonna mark the backs with red that I know for a fact are going on a certain side. Yay! I've already like marked off where I wanted each moon and such. So this is a red moon, unmarked moon. So we're gonna have fun of me trying to refigure out where stuff goes, because whoops. There, cool. And because I keep running into this issue and I'm very picky, and when I put it on I don't know how it's gonna look, we're gonna use super glue first, which I know sounds super contradictory. Like super contradictory. But with super glue I've been able to pop this thing off, because I've had to do that before. Saying that it's a pain in the ass to use. Even though I do have hot glue at the ready if I want it, if I need it. Super glue. Fair warning, this stuff has gotten all over my fingers and made them stuck, and it's already starting to do that. So, I already marked off on this side since I already did that. Hey, there we go. I want to go there. Hi, so you've noticed that we are down here. There's nothing going on here. I want to make a quick little note so that way you don't do the exact same thing I just did. So I was gluing the crown in the mirror because I needed to. I was actually re-gluing the crown. And little me noticed that red kept going all over this, and you can't really see it on camera, but I'm a stickler for detail. And that was just simply not gonna fly. So I'm currently baking some new charm, and actually I used some things I noticed on the other charms to my advantage, because you can't see it up close, but you can see the fingerprint marks I had and all this stuff. So I used some tools to make sure it was nice and smooth. And I also banged the clay into the pan. And that's really it. I just wanted to make sure that there was no red into the thing. You can't really see it in here, but it's on there. Trust me, it's on there, and it doesn't look right. So, yeah. Okay, see you when we're gonna fasten things. Hey, so obviously it's been a few hours. As you can kind of tell by the lighting and everything, it's nighttime now. I did manage to actually finish this portion of it, and what's left is where'd it go? Oh, putting this on. The reason why I need this is because I want to be able to tie and secure this kind of stuff to my head, because well, when I move around it does that. So it's beautiful, it does stay on, but I need a way to tighten it so it stays on and stays where I want it to. So, currently warming up a hot glue gun. I'm using black thread specifically, see what I mean? Because I want it to be able to hide in the head when I tie it down. Top of that, I also want it to be able to not have that going on. So with a string like this, I can honestly just kind of string it through the hair and hide it. See, you can't tell for the most part. And yeah, so currently just waiting for this to heat up. It's warm enough. Let's go down back to my floor. Just put a little bitty dot. Okay, that's a lot, but gets the point across. And then find the end of this. I'm kind of watching the screen, so. And boop. And all done. And then you cut this and you tie it. We are actually ending here because this is a series of videos. I don't remember if I previously mentioned that. I actually have her wig right now. It needs to be cut and styled and everything. I have her shirt right there, and I'm currently shopping for a few other things for her. And it's going to be like I said, a series of videos, and this is the first of many. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you, not even just for making this kind of tiara, just making any kind of tiara. I'll give you the recommendations of where I got these ideas from up here. Yeah, so I hope I helped. I hope you have a great time making this. And see you when I make my next video in this Thalia Grace series. Hey. Okay, peace out. Bye.